what you dream. It's the way that you make those things reality. You see, that's the magic to me. M-I-N-O-T, now you see. Life ain't always just what you dream. It's the way that you make those things reality. You see, that's the magic of me.
Hey guys, welcome again to
the Hangout podcast.
The Magic District Hangout podcast. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm always announcing
Yeah,
it, so I
yeah,
figured I'd let
yeah.
you go.
Okay.
Anyway, today we have a really cool guest. Okay, so the funny thing about this guest is that I know this guest in a different way than he does. And I'm very excited because at one point someone told me that we were very similar in a lot of ways, which I didn't understand. But now that we know each other.
I wish you were sitting here because we got two very strong women.
Yes.
That are,
yes.
Which is cool.
Do you want me to announce who it is?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we have Chappy Windsor, Dakota Chappy in the house, a.k.a. Do you have a stage name too? Or is
Dakota Chappy is the stage name.
That is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just want to check it because when we had Dakota Faye.
Oh, I know.
We had to find out about his name, his stage name and how that happened. He was so excited to tell that story.
Right.
So thank you so much for coming on. We are so excited to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was, I want you to know I literally planned my entire weekend around this.
Can I tell you
I
that
moved everything.
Oh.
First of all, thank you. But by the way, I want you to say, can you see how fabulous you guys look? Please, Adam, look at this. You need to stand up.
Matches the couch.
You need to stand up for a second. Just turn around. No. Woo! Look at, dude, seriously? To the nines. I love it.
There were some other things that I last minute planned it, but there were other things that I didn't
I mean, the
wear.
whole look, it's everything.
Oh, well, thank you.
And that's the whole thing. I love it. You're so well put together. And
you.
I have worked in a sandwich shop. I'm not always well put together, but I will tell you, I did get this top from your new boutique in the mall.
Right.
By the way, guys, you have to check this out. Her
Which is
stuff.
cool because Chappy just moved
Yes.
everything.
everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Everything, which is insane because when I moved here, I knew nothing but I see them out with fur coats and walking on the road in the middle of the winter. And I'm like, oh, we have a fashion show outside in the middle of winter. Awesome. Who does that?
Right.
And now you moved now to the mall.
I've moved to the mall.
But I hear you have fashion shows there too now.
Yes, I do. We built a runway right in the store.
That's awesome.
So please explain a little bit about who you are, what your whole thing is, because I'm still learning about you too.
Chappy, you also do music.
Yes.
I do.
And
Yes.
way back in the day, Chappy was in a band called the Pink Ladies.
The Pink Ladies.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
I love that. Okay, tell me about this. I know
Yes.
nothing about this.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm looking out the window and I feel like this might have been the actual spot. I know it was on this side of the street.
Mhm.
Braze is right here, right?
Down
Yep,
right.
Okay,
Yep.
so it might have been right in front of this very storefront that I agreed to be in my first band. So Carrie Nelson Sitma,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
the former first lady of Minot.
The
Yes.
former First Lady of Minot.
She and I were walking downtown and I started singing Sister Golden Hair Surprised by America.
Oh my goodness.
This is a song from the 70s. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she said, "You have such a great voice. We should start an all-girl punk band." And when I have been thinking about this over the last couple of days, because the North Dakota Music Hall of Fame did a spotlight on me this week. So shout out to them,
Kudos
K-Hit
to you.
Radio.
I saw that.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, so I've just been kind of peeling the onion back and working with my memory, what memory I have at this point. And I was thinking about how Carrie said that to me, and it is the first memory that I have that I can recall of anybody complimenting me on my voice.
Kind of
So it's
cool. Somebody giving you, basically, you could say that helped get you to where you're at today a little bit.
It sounds like
100%.
It's a pivotal moment.
It's such a pivotal moment because it was literally one of those moments where I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one that thinks that. Because growing up, I mean, I grew up in a great house. I was encouraged in things. But in school, I can remember kind of feeling like nobody could really see me for who I really was. I didn't ever really doubt myself, but I was convinced I was the only one that thought the things about me that I know about myself.
I love that you're saying that because I actually had a moment yesterday about something similar about that. And it's interesting how some people you think of them one way, but then you don't know what they're really going through.
They're thinking about themselves.
And
right.
but they don't know how they're seeing themselves.
Right.
And they don't know if anyone's seeing them the way they see themselves.
Sure. Yep.
I love that you're saying that because that is so true that we don't know. We don't know. But I love that she also saw that. And
She did.
And she shared that with you. She didn't have to tell you anything. You
She
could have just kept
didn't.
walking.
And I just think it speaks to like, go ahead and just encourage each other.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
give the
Right.
compliment.
Sure.
Even if you think that person, it's very obvious to them. I don't think that we have to worry about like blowing up each other's egos, because I think that there's so much that happens in the universe that humbles us that we do not need to humble each other.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to humble anybody
Yeah.
else. Like all the circumstances that we will deal with will
Yeah.
do that
That's
for
life.
us.
Life will do that for
Yes.
us.
So just keep being the encourager, keep sharing the compliments. If you have a good feeling or an admirable quality that you see in someone
Yeah.
else, like verbalize that. Because I mean, think about that pivotal moment that Carrie gave me that day.
Right.
Yeah, it was a gift.
You know,
It was
such
a
a
gift.
gift.
Right.
It was a gift. And
So, going from that moment, so did she play guitar? Right.
Okay, Carrie did play guitar.
Yeah.
I had started kind of dabbling with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Keebler, if anybody remembers him from the punk
Mm-hmm.
days. He was the one that kind of like put his guitar in my hands, and I
Okay.
found some alternative chord progression type
Nice.
things that I
So way
still
back
play
in the
broken
day,
chords.
Minot had a huge punk scene,
Yes.
and this is
Okay.
what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. This is
1990s.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
come on. 90s was
Yeah,
totally
early
punk
90s.
and
Yep.
grunge and all that stuff. I love
Right.
that. Okay, so you guys were part of that scene.
We were part of that scene. I think probably one of the biggest shows we had here was Bikini Kill. Were you at
Yes.
that one?
I was not at that one, but I remember hearing. I've heard about it,
Okay, so Bikini Kill.
which
Is
is
playing-
Kathleen Hanna, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Where were these at, by the
Which
way?
is
Were these-
married
were
to
these-
Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys.
Right down here.
Right.
And did
Is
you
she
know?
downtown?
Did you know that there is a new sort of Lilith Fair that Olivia Rodrigo just started, and Bikini Kill is on that ticket?
No, and I've been to Lilith Fair. So,
So-
I know what that's about too. That's fantastic.
So
that you
it's
can
in
go
Sarah
there.
McLachlan's on it,
Yes,
'cause she started
yes,
it or
yeah.
whatever. But I mean, it's just so interesting that like what separates us from people who are household names
Yeah.
is really nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like when I go to a big concert, one of my favorite things is to be right up against the edge
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I literally feel like the stage is where I belong.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like a magnetic pull in my soul
Mm-hmm.
that draws me closer and closer and closer to that all of the time.
I
Right.
feel you.
And
I feel you.
I like to be in those spaces. I like to put myself in those
Because you
spaces.
love rock.
Yeah,
You told
and
me
it's
about
funny.
this.
Yeah, I was just saying one of our other previous guests, which is actually Craig Rutland, who
Yeah,
was for the
yeah.
fair. He and I were just talking about the concerts. We were just talking about, how do they choose them and who they're coming. And I'm like, look,
Right.
I was a concert going my whole life. Like that was my thing. I was not like a person that was like, I need to play music, but I'm like, the energy. There's a pull of that, and I do theater, so theatrics are entertainment of some sort. So I get you what you're saying. It's an energy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
It's an energy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the punk scene was amazing.
Yeah.
It was a really magical time. I was downtown at Citizens Alley the other night
Okay.
for Jasmine's and the Girls Who
Yep,
Rock
Vanity
and
Plate,
everything
yeah.
that's happening there. And I turned to somebody and I said, do you think that we will look back at this in like 30, 40 years from now and be recalling what a magical time this is right here that we're living?
Yes.
Because growing up, my parents would always talk about downtown Minot and like going to Ellison's. And
Yep.
I
which is
heard,
right across
and I
the
heard you
street.
mention Betty Fedorchak
Yep.
on the podcast, who's a dearest friend.
Yep.
And just, those things that become so nostalgic, like to just have this moment here with you guys on this podcast and think about the nostalgia that we are
Yeah.
actually creating right
Right.
now.
In the moment, it's funny because people say, God, you lived such a great life back in the day. I'm like, we did, but we enjoyed it. And we look back. So what you're saying is absolutely true.
Right.
That's why we wanted to do this. So we could have these conversations so we can look back and say, what exactly has been going on? What is the history? What do people know and don't know?
Right.
And that's
Yep.
what it's about. It's just that collection of stories
It's
that
like-
bridges it.
People are always talking about their ancestry. There's so much conversation around that. I heard you mention MHA, right?
yeah,
Yes. So that's Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara tribe,
Mm-hmm.
3 affiliated tribes for anybody that doesn't know. But I've been thinking a lot lately about how I am someone's future ancestor
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
how I'm showing up in the world and how I'm shaping that like coming together of my culture and my bloodline, because at what point does the culture become the blood?
Yeah.
At what point does the blood become the culture? And just how we kind of are identifying ourselves and others like within this space. And I've been thinking about how powerful it is to think about what kind of ancestor I am.
Yeah.
You
Like when
know?
they look
Right.
back, what are they going to see that you brought to the table?
Right.
Where they're like, I'm proud of that.
Right.
And looking at mine too, it's funny, but I look back and I'm like, wow, I didn't know I had a great great grandfather named Salvatore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Salvatore. That's crazy.
Right.
Like, I hear that name all the time. My whole life, I never identified with it because I can't tell you. I feel like I knew that person, but now when you dig into that, you say, okay, well, there's a part of him that's me now. So what does that mean? So I
Yeah.
love that you're saying that because Minot is very a lot of hodgepodge of cultures now, but generally it's always been known as Scandinavian,
Sure.
which you do have some heritage from that.
I do.
So
I do.
tell me about that because I know you guys used to have a business and used to play at the business. Was that your dad?
Okay, so my dad had Wild Things Gallery.
Okay.
So my parents, I should
your
say my
parents.
parents.
Okay,
Okay,
was Karen up there too.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was in the Dakota Square Mall
It's that,
for over
it's that,
25
it's that
years.
wood building though.
Yes.
Okay, that was a cool building, by the way. It's still there.
So
But
first it was in the mall, and then they moved it.
okay, did you guys build that building?
We did not. It was a former Jehovah Witness Kingdom Hall.
Really? Oh, I would never put that there.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of Wild Things in that building, though. It seems like that makes a good fit.
Yes, it did
Okay.
make a great fit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my dad had Wild Things Gallery. My parents had Wild Things Gallery. I grew up with like just a huge part of what was emphasized in everything growing up was culture. So my aunt was the executive director of the North Coast Fest, Pam Davey.
Oh, yes, I know Tam. Yep.
Pam. And then my father is a Native American historian. So like we grew up going to all the powwows
Right.
and we had like,
So outside of Wild Things, there was actually a teepee there.
yes.
And I remember I just moved back to town, and the wife and I wanted to find a place to eat, and just I'm like newlywed, and we went there, and I believe it was your dad was playing guitar inside the teepee, which was just really
Oh my
cool.
gosh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it was awesome. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my dad, I think is like a good example of like how, like where does the bloodline like cross over into culture? And where
Sure,
does it come back? We have not done 23andMe, so I don't know if there's anything in the bloodline, but there is something definitely some kind of influence that he and I both feel
Right.
a pull
Yeah.
to like the native cultures.
Yeah.
So when I started my business, I named it Dakota Chappy because I'm very proud to be from North Dakota.
Yes.
Right.
And I wanted a fusion of Scandinavian and Native American culture represented through
Nice.
fashion.
I love that.
Because this is what my eyes have seen and like what
Yes.
I've experienced
Yeah.
growing up. And my name in since Dakota Faye got to tell his name story.
Yes,
I'll
let's
tell
hear
you
it.
my
Let's hear it,
name
yes.
story. But my name in Old English means loyal friend. So Chappy, people will say he's a good chap or whatever. It has a male connotation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Chappy. And then in Lakota Sioux, Dakota means friend or ally, which I didn't intentionally choose that.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
I chose Dakota because I wanted to
But it's a nice
represent
compliment.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
North Dakota.
Sure.
I wanted to just make sure that no matter what happened and where things went for me,
Yep.
that I always had that as
Yes.
a part of like what I
Your identity.
what I
the
get my identity.
Yeah, I get you.
And so, I mean, it was like maybe 3 years into my business, and my dad was like, have you ever thought about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, how serendipitous is that, So, like, did I choose the name or did the name choose me?
yeah,
You
right?
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, so you were there. You worked there with your family.
I did.
And did you play music there too? Or was this right around that time?
I guess probably not really. Although there were some things that happened to me while I was there musically that were really pivotal.
Okay.
There's a guy named G5, Glenn Clark, who is my favorite rapper of all time. He just happens to be a friend. But, some of my favorite artists that I think are the greatest in the world are people that are like that I know.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I don't like hold fame and stardom as like an earmark of whether or not
Sure.
somebody is good. So anyways, but Glenn's like one of my favorites. And he's the first one that introduced me to like a pre-recorded beat that then you could put music on top of.
to lay the track and then you go over.
Because
Yeah.
up until we were introduced, I always wrote everything on guitar. And then,
Oh.
went into the studio and like recorded with like live instruments and did that whole
Okay.
the
rather,
production. It's the
rather
production.
heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's heavy work.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
do it that way. And as a songwriter, there's some creative limitations that come with that, because if you don't know how to play certain instruments, then you might not be able to translate that into something that people can hear, even if you can hear it in your head. So
Sure.
I hear a complete production music in my head when I write something.
Yeah.
I can hear the drums, I can hear the guitar, I can hear the bass.
So you have the whole orchestration, everything
can
going.
hear
the whole thing.
it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But up until I worked with him, I didn't realize that it was a possibility to actually translate that into something that someone then would create in the real world for
Sure.
me. And he's the one that did that. He's also the one that encouraged me to go forward with rap, because I up until that point I hadn't rapped at all, and I do.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the genre I'm currently really focusing on and
Sure.
pouring myself into, but
Sure.
that is one of the things
Yeah.
I do. And he really just made me feel like I belonged in that space and I was welcome there.
You know,
and
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
that's
well,
what
again,
led to
look,
that.
coming from the time, the era we're from, it felt very limited. Until Eminem showed
Right.
up on the scene, no one ever thought like, not a color thing, but it's like, what white girl can rap? It's like, what white guy can rap? Until you start showing that you have this cultural like feeling, this vibe in you, and you just comes out that way. It's not like you're trying to be
Right.
anything. You're just doing it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this feels right.
Mhm.
It's hopefully opening the eyes to other people to say, hey, you know what? We're all relevant. We all have something to give. I always say that, like,
Right.
the sandbox is large enough for, doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, look, Dakota Faye, he's half native. Do you think of him as a rapper?
Right.
So I love that idea. I love that you have that pull, but you don't have to always live in that space. You're diverse enough that you have other stuff. So what is your focus on your music right now, since you did mention that? What is like your,
So the genre?
Yeah.
It's electronic dance pop music.
I love that.
But it's very like commercial sounding, which I say very unapologetically.
Squeaky clean.
I do. I say it unapologetically because I feel like it's super earwormy. It's very catchy.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you could literally hear like half of the song and be able to sing along to this.
And and those are the things that like people want, like anthems. They want to feel that like energy, and you want people to learn your music fast.
I do. I'm not gonna. I love that.
There's nothing wrong
I'm
with
never
that.
gonna say like, oh, I sound too commercial.
No.
No, I love it. I love it.
I think that's fantastic. I think
Right?
no, because this is the thing, is that to have an eclectic type of repertoire you could always pull. You never know. One day when you start still doing concerts later, you can start pulling something out of anything.
Yeah.
And then you get people excited. But if you're like a one-tune wonder sometimes, especially with your eclectic look too. I love that you have a vibe, like of everything
Thank
you
you.
do, that you fit. You make it fit, and you open the opportunity for other people to do that.
So in my line of work
Uh-huh.
in the fashion space.
Yes.
Right.
I have really begun to kind of like, over the years I've been doing it, kind of peel back the onion and work with some of the psychology of dressing and how
Yes.
that manifests itself into creating the life that you want.
Sure.
And for me,
Uh-huh.
if I am not getting dressed, then I cannot stay in a vibration and in a space and in an open portal that creates the pathways for me to become who I really truly am supposed to be.
I agree with
So
that.
that's why I dress like this. It isn't really for anyone else, because honestly, if I don't leave the house, I'm still looking like this every day. Because if I don't, I literally will fall out of my magic.
No. I love that you said that. I love that you said that, because I have clothes that I don't wear because I have nowhere to wear them to right now, but I know what you mean. Before I moved here, I have things that I would wear every day because it was my magic. But doing the sandwich thing, I don't usually wear the clothes that I would like to wear.
And
And
kind
then,
of talking about manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
which is
yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah.
this is her.
No,
like it's
yeah,
almost like
yeah.
it's you. And yes,
Yes.
And a lot of people
Yes.
don't identify with clothes like that as a part of their being. Same thing. Some people don't care about food. They think if it's just sustenance. They don't care if it's like high end or gourmet or good quality. So you have to look at it. It's like you cultivate enough of you to embrace that, and you keep building on it, because that's and that's what you're bringing to the table. And I love that, because you care enough about yourself and respect yourself enough to do that.
And
I think that's what it
I'm
comes down
such a
to.
firm believer of if you can see her, you can be her, which I feel like goes back to the
Yes.
punk thing
Mhm.
and just what the scene was like in Minot in the 90s.
Mhm.
And for me, I think it's so important for me to live the way that I live because I think it gives people permission that
Yes.
maybe are going to say to themselves, I'm really not doing anything unique enough. I'm not special enough. It doesn't matter what I wear because people don't see me, which when you really peel that onion back equates to it doesn't matter because I don't matter. People don't
Mhm.
understand like
Mhm.
what they are saying. And one thing that's been happening a lot in the store lately when people are coming in to be styled or to get something new, they keep using this phrase, "You're taking me out of my comfort zone."
Yeah.
And I feel like this is something that we really need to, the verbiage we need to reassess just across the board. I was trying to think of today, like what value I could bring to this podcast and
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
I could say to leave people with.
Mhm.
And what I want you guys to take away, what you connect to, but start thinking about what your comfort zone is because
Mhm.
you're actually, if you are needing to come out of it, then that means that is actually not your comfort zone.
Mhm.
You're in a zone that's no longer serving you,
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
It's
Okay.
it's a mindset of what you're saying. I
Yes.
love that.
Right.
So there's a couple things going on that you can mistake your comfort zone for. One is your default position. So like in your instance, your default position is to wear something to work that serves the task at hand,
Mhm.
right? Like you have a purpose and a utilitarian thing that needs to be done.
Mhm.
So what you're wearing is meeting your needs. So that's not within your comfort zone necessarily. That's just what you're defaulting
Yeah.
to because it's what's functioning for
Yeah.
you. Some people think that they're coming out of their comfort zone because they have a moment to meet that is outside of that norm.
Mhm.
So they will say like, I need a dress for this occasion.
Mhm.
I don't usually do things like that. So this is out of my comfort zone. And when you say this is out of my comfort zone, you are implying that you are headed to a place that will be uncomfortable. And that is incorrect.
Yeah. That's I like that you said
That
that.
is
Look at
incorrect.
where it's going. The part of the conversation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we gotta get rid of that
No.
because that's implying that you're not going to be comfortable in the
Correct.
place that you're going.
Correct. I like that you cleared that up because that's actually really true. No one looks at the other end of what they're saying.
Yes.
That's implying that.
Yes. It implies that it will be an uncomfortable space.
Wow.
And so as you are transitioning to whatever it is, the next most truest version of you,
Mm-hmm.
let's not talk about coming out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And let's talk about leaving spaces behind that are no longer serving us,
Yeah.
meeting our moments, and being willing to connect with the highest version of ourselves enough to say, what
Mm-hmm.
can I reach for today
Yep.
that is going to represent who I want to be tomorrow?
I love that. So that's like you're saying, it is manifestation, but it's
Yep.
also like, say your role is evolving in life.
Yes.
Right.
You have to know when you need to step into that role and leave the other one behind, and you're evolving. It's not like you're saying goodbye, putting it away. You're still part of that person, but that's not who you're reaching for and stepping into. That's like how business is. It evolves, it changes. It's not always the same. So, some people would say when I relocated from the mall to here, oh, I used to like your old shop, or oh, hey, I'm not sure if I like this new thing. Well, you know what? Things change. Everything
Sure.
changes.
Right.
You change, I change. That's all. It's constant. So I love that you say that because the clothes that I was talking about, which I just mentioned before, those clothes actually got in garbage bag because I don't fit them anymore, and I wanted to keep them, but it was so freeing. 5 garbage bags went to like Salvation Army because I'm like, what do you do? I can't wear them anymore, but I love them. But now I have new clothes to step into, a new person I am, and yeah, I think that's fantastic.
Right.
And that's a really good way of putting that. And that's with just clothes. And clothes is the easiest thing you can change that make you feel different right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talking about clothes, when I got this,
Yeah.
I saw that you have some amazing shapewear that is really remarkable that I haven't known you done. Like with the jeans, but evolving. So her face, you evolved like so much. And the skirts and oh my God, the shiny pants all attached. I was like, should I wear this? I grabbed a blouse. But I'm gonna tell you, that's something I need to get now. I love that. It's like the leggings that goes up with the top, but it was like not jeans. They're like shiny leopard print and stuff.
Okay, so here's the thing that's crazy. In business, this is like for all the entrepreneurs out there,
Okay.
everyone listening. Sometimes we feel like we're a broken record and
Yeah.
we're just like repeating things and we're convinced that anybody that's listening has already heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing me the way that you do, and then for you to be surprised at the depth of what was there,
Yeah.
makes me understand that there are conversations yet to be had
Yes.
Right.
with people who I'm already talking to.
Yeah.
Because there are over 200 different designs within the total creations.
Yeah,
now.
that rack was huge.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen. But see, the thing is, remember, she moved. By the way, guys, she moved to the mall. Now everything's on one floor, which a lot of people did not know, and I was unaware that you had a whole showroom downstairs. That's actually one of your reasons why you relocated, right? Did you tell that story?
do you guys want to know
Yeah, let's
like
hear
some
it.
interesting like vibrational things about the move?
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm ready.
Okay, and I think this is really good also for anyone in the entrepreneur space. And telling yourself stories that might not be true. Okay?
Mm.
And
Here
we
we go. Let's
have a
hear it.
lot of untelling and
Yeah.
retelling to do in life. So I kind of grew up at Dakota Square because my dad opened his store, first one when I was in first grade.
Right.
And then when I built my own business, I was going in and out of the malls as I could afford to and as the malls allowed. Because back in the day, the climate for an independent business wasn't as friendly as it is now.
Oh.
It was very
In the
like
mall.
in the malls.
They like the big names in there. Okay.
Yep. They had, that was kind of the focus. And
They weren't mom and pop shop.
they were not mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
You could make it work if they had availability, but it was kind of like only if they did. It was really limited
Yeah.
opportunity, right? And so, with my store, I had been in there in a kiosk for years before I then went to my own brick and mortar on Broadway, and I kept trying to go back in there, and it was never good. But I kept telling myself it's going to be good. And it just wasn't, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
going in, I'm going
yeah.
out. So we did that for like, I don't know, 8 Christmas seasons or something
Yeah.
and like did various versions
Yeah.
of ourselves. And last year I decided to go back in on a kiosk, which I was going to only do Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Ended up just needing to actually spend more time there to get the work done that I needed to. I was like, okay, let me just do every day of the week with the exception of Sunday. It was not great. I'm going to tell you, like business-wise, it was not, the numbers were not working out. But vibrationally, I felt like I needed to be there.
Interesting.
So
you went against something.
I went against the numbers.
Yep.
Okay. And I went with gut. Also because our mission is to change lives and serve women. It is not necessarily to be a big revenue generator.
I understand
Okay,
that. Very
right?
full. Yep.
So I decided to move my entire store there on numbers that were not there because things were happening. There were people that I was able to say good morning to every morning that I otherwise wouldn't have been, and it was very fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
I've always said this business is such a spiritual mission.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of interactions that were happening that were not financially beneficial, but that were very spiritually beneficial for me and for the people I was encountering.
Sure.
And every day when it was time to decide, am I going to the Broadway store to work or am I going to go to the mall? Because I had them both.
Oh, you gotta choose.
I kept wanting to be there.
Yeah.
And so that was a big part of my move was just what felt
felt right.
vibrationally right.
Yeah.
And in business, I don't think that the narrative is generally allows us to think about
Tell them to go to their side.
what it doesn't allow space for us to do what our guts is saying a lot of times.
I agree. I agree. And if you have other people talking in your ear saying, no, that's not a good fit. That's not, have you made those decisions where people are talking in your ear saying this and that you know what they're saying? You hear what they're saying, but you're like, but that's not what I want to do. And you end up going with them and you've made a bad decision because of that. That's what you're saying now. You base it off of.
I have a whole entire presentation that I do, like keynote speech on manic money decisions and the bad decisions I made when I had a lot of money.
Yeah.
That were manic-y. And so, yes, listening to a lot of outside noise is definitely something that happens when you're in a manic money state.
Yeah.
But it really can happen at any time. And I will say this, I think there's a tremendous amount of value in bad advice in that a lot of times when somebody is giving you like reinforcing a doubt that you have in yourself, that comes to you because you need to peel it all the way back and eliminate it.
Yeah.
They might speak an untruth on you because somewhere you have felt that and it is now bestowed upon you to eliminate that all the way, and they put it in your face
So you have to
so that
come to
you
terms
would
with
do
it
it.
and just deal
So
with
that
it.
you
and
would
move
do
on.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
That you would set out on the course to make what they have said untrue.
Okay.
Interesting. I love
Untrue.
that. I love that. I love that you said that. Oh my gosh. Well, God, there's just so much we can keep talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I want to talk about one more thing though, because we have not talked about this really quick. Tell me about you at the fair this year.
Oh, yay. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing a residency. I think this might be the 4th year of my residency. I'm so blessed to bring pop music to the North Dakota State
Right.
Fair.
Yeah.
And you've been there. The stage is, if I'm not, it hasn't changed, has it?
No.
So it's right next to the MHA.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it is. It's right next to the
How
MHA.
fitting. How fitting.
Yeah.
This is
I
like,
know.
Yeah. Yeah. The energy is just right there with you.
The full circle moments
Yeah,
that I've
yeah.
had
Yeah.
are so.
Yeah.
Isn't
my
it
gosh.
rewarding just as like just knowing that like you're like, God, this is like a moment.
Yeah.
I love those. Those are what like make me happy in what I do, because this is like a full circle moment.
Right.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's so nice that you can appreciate that.
I do, and
And
like,
notice it.
to be able to like see it as it's happening in real time. So I'm on West Park Stage 2, which means nothing to people, but it
Right.
is next to the MHA, and it is next to the sand pit, and it is the one closest to the kiddie rides.
The old main gate.
Yes, the old main gate, which is they call Gate E.
Yep.
Yep.
It's really good for people that don't want to go through the entire fair. So like if you're a little antisocial and don't know how you feel about like the whole experience, you can literally go through Gate E, and that's all
It's
the places
relaxing
you
then.
have
Yeah.
to go.
Yes.
Yep.
Is that the gate across from the Capri, right?
It is,
Okay.
yes.
Yep.
And it's well, actually no, it's down
The
a
old
little bit
Thunderbird-
ways.
The old Thunderbird.
Okay, Thunderbird, but it's not far.
Yeah,
it's not far to get there. Okay.
Yep. And it's all ages.
Mhm.
I do not swear in my music.
It's a free.
It's
event.
free.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm a sensual feminine person, but I
Yeah.
don't do any movement on stage that you would feel like you need to like cover the children's eyes so
Right.
they don't see it.
Yep. Yep.
You're an entertainer.
I'm an entertainer, but I feel like that needs to be said because
Yeah.
even if you watch some shows on TV that are supposed to be for kids, it's like,
No.
oh, is that?
No, I've
You
seen some
know?
Super Bowl acts, so believe me, you
Yeah,
don't
so
have
it's
to.
like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So and I'm really committed to that because again, I really believe like if you can see her, you can be her. And I really, really, really want our young people to value the
Yes.
things within themselves outside of the world of like a
Right.
sexual realm.
Mhm.
I really want them to understand like the value of their intelligence and community.
Yeah.
And so it's important for me to bring forth that what a royal sort of approach to things. And
I love
just-
that.
There's nothing submissive about anything that I
No,
do.
no. You know what that reminds
So-
me of? Like when I was a kid, was it Gem? Remember the
Yes,
cartoon?
Gem. Loved Gem.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like
I
it was like it
do.
was like a girl power band, but like you are the full band with, who you bring on. And I know you have dancers too. You've had
Yes,
dancers.
I have had dancers in the
Yes.
past. What's really great though
Uh-huh.
is that the audience
Right.
has become the dancers because of the
Oh,
TikToks and everything that
nice.
go with my music.
Yes.
They sing to me. They sing every word back.
Oh, see, that's great.
It's such a great experience, and it's really good for people that are maybe on a tight budget, that aren't doing the big concerts, that aren't 21, that maybe don't really connect to some of the other genres of music.
That's what Craig had said, that like there's so much music going on that this might even be their introduction, like young parents, but girls, their first introduction to like music, a
I
concert.
can't tell you how many people I was there
Look at
first concert.
See,
It
that's
touches my
fantastic.
soul. And I'm going to be in the North Dakota State Fair Parade performing
really?
alongside of the Children's Music Academy. They're going to be singing
You're kidding.
and dancing on a float next to me while I'm performing live with
Oh my
with
gosh.
yes
That's
with
fantastic. What number do you know what you're going to be?
we are right in the beginning.
Okay.
And we're with First Command.
Okay,
So I'm
yep.
on the First Command float,
Okay,
which
that's
I'm
good to
very
know.
excited about that. And yes, so I'll be
Is this
up
your
there.
first time being in the fair?
It's,
Like parade?
Well, not the parade, but
Parade.
the first time singing in the parade.
Oh, congrats. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always first time for everything.
And the kid part for me is a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize when you, as a woman entrepreneur, as a business owner, but also an artist, and you grew up here, but then you get to see the impact you have on these young people. I'm actually working on something I can't talk about right now. I'm just going to put it this way. It's called She Plays Here.
Okay.
And it's going to be something coming out this fall that I'm very excited about because I feel a mission in that respect that you have, that you can see that they're being seen. And the fact that you're giving that permission, and it's either through music, through fashion, through, hey, I'm a risk taker. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, this is what it takes. But you might fail, but it's okay. It's how you get up,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then you're also such an empowering person for everyone in this community. I've never seen you not cheer anybody on. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
you're the biggest cheerleader. I mean,
yeah.
that's the thing I really take away from her. At
Thank
this point.
you.
Everywhere you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think definitely we need to have Chappy back on because there's a whole thing. There's other questions but I just loved the fact that people that come into your store and then you can help style them.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
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 And women's bodies changes in all the years. I mean, I'm telling you, before and after pregnancy.
Sometimes it's different at 4 o'clock than it was at 8 a.m.
There you go. And that's a real conversation we could have. You know what? And living up in a state that's cold quite a few months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice to know that you have the offerings to clothe people to really enjoy that moment instead of saying, "Oh, it's so cold outside."
yes.
Like and be fashionable about it too, not just big bulky, you know, like I don't know, what do you call them, big blankets on you. But you know, I have some of your
And you
boots.
have
I have
fashion
some of your
for
things.
everybody's body size.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, we
Yes.
go up to 5X. We have a leave no woman behind policy at the
Right.
store.
yeah.
And so we have innovated that space. I'm known in some spaces as North Dakota's fashion inventor because of the total creations and the shapewear and things like that. And when, we got into the manufacturing space, I literally was working with people that had never scaled a size run
Wow.
to that edge
Really?
before. Yeah. So like,
Really?
stores sometimes get criticized for not serving
Like
like the full broad
Yes.
range. And by the way, women that are, extra, extra small, they have an equally difficult time.
oh yeah,
Even though
absolutely.
they are totally unseen,
yeah.
which I think is so unfair. Because they cry an equal amount of tears as the women on the other side of the size range.
Yeah.
And so, when we got into that space, I just said, this is my opportunity to change it. But stores get criticized for not having, for not serving that customer. We as stores are not served because the designers and the manufacturers are not serving the stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that is something to consider is it has to start with the designers. It has to start with the manufacturers.
But then it has to start with you pushing them and saying, this is what we want. This is what we need.
Oh, I've done some pushing.
yeah. Yeah.
I've had some really interesting conversations.
I can only imagine. I mean,
Like,
the food.
I had
Get it.
somebody tell me that black is black. I'm like, there are 600 shades of black. Don't tell me black is black. There's
Yeah.
600 shades of black.
So, okay. So tell us what nights you're going to be performing at the
Every night.
fair. Oh, every night.
single night. You
Okay,
can catch
all
me.
night, all 9 nights?
Yep, all 9 nights.
What time?
10:30. Well, 10:15 is a good time to come. 10:30. I also just released a song.
Oh, yes, tell
yes,
us.
it's called High Tide.
Okay.
High tide.
And I
nice.
wrote it for the State Fair crowd, actually,
Oh.
which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So I wrote it for my cousin Kendra and also Daniel, who who's
Yep.
worked with me now for
Yeah, Daniel.
12
Daniel's
years.
fun. If you guys see Daniel, he's a character.
He's amazing. And so Kendra and Daniel and I, we've had a lot of fun together.
love
So it was about them, inspired by them, but also for the State Fair crowd. Because being with these people and their ages are broad. It's not just really young people. It just has given me such a special experience.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. That's an onion too.
yeah.
What it's like to actually be able to have an interpersonal relationship with the person that is also your star,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like the person that you
The persona?
that you
Right.
love, right? Like to be able to do that and to
Yeah.
be able to know that person.
Yeah.
and experience them one-on-one, and for them to know you.
Yeah.
Like that is a unique thing about being a local artist.
Yeah.
And being available to people in the way that I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I mean, I can't imagine that you don't get recognized everywhere you go. And people do come up to you probably for autographs.
I have to
sometimes.
tell you something fabulous.
Let's hear it.
I had a person in the store last week who did not know who Taylor Swift was.
Mm.
And I had a woman in the store yesterday wearing Lainey Wilson bottoms who
Wow.
didn't know who Lainey Wilson was.
Wow.
And I thanked both of the people for not knowing who either of those individuals are, because it gave me just like a little song in my heart
Yeah.
that it isn't about being a household name or
Mhm.
everybody knowing who you are.
Mhm.
What matters to people is going to be what connection they have to you and
Yeah.
how that frame looks.
True.
And what that view is.
Yeah.
You know, and so I find it phenomenal that those people now know who I am.
Yes.
Right.
But they still don't know who they were.
Yeah.
And that gives like a validation to the significance that we all have.
Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, like we can keep talking, girl. I'm gonna do me a favor. If we do have her back, I'll
Yeah.
definitely dress up better next time because I want to show you
No,
what
I
really
love
dress.
that you wore that.
No. I love it. No, but I'm gonna show you some of my outfits.
Some of the things from the
Yeah.
closet, the archives.
Yeah, because I don't get to dress up. Like I'm telling you, I'm a concert goer. I
Mhm.
love this outfit.
Thank
And you're wearing a total creation underneath.
Oh, I have
aren't you?
two on. I have two on 24/7. I'm never without them. I
I
sleep
know.
in them every night.
I know. It's fantastic. And by the way, I wore that after I had my baby because it kept everything nice. But anyway, listen, you took so much time of your day. Thank you for
Yes.
coming and
Thank you
telling
for
us your
coming.
story. I learned so much. I didn't even know you were in a punk or like that's where you started from. So
Yeah.
I'm so like thrilled
Right.
now.
Yeah, I wish we have to have Chappy back on because
Yeah.
I think there's a whole nother just the interesting story that you have. The
Oh my
life-
gosh. And she has so
Thank
much
you.
more too. I know you have
Yeah.
so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, and being a mom, and we even touched that. Like that's a
Right.
huge thing. And being entrepreneurs, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you all 9 days.
All night days at the
Guys,
State
you
Fair,
could-
and she's taking the stage at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Come on over, West Park
Yep.
Station.
And she's very helpful to like say, hey, sure, I'll take a photo with you after. Because I know I've seen you in the crowd
you
after.
know what? We are there for an hour every night
Yes.
after the show.
So if you want a photo with her, guys, you definitely stick around to the end because she would love to take a photo with y'all.
I love it.
And yeah, so
Yes.
other than that, Corey, anything else?
No, I think we're good. Thank you again, Chappy.
Thank you.
Well,
All right.
yeah. Well, thank you so much again for sitting down with us, and we look forward to it. And then thank you again for Main Street America and American Express for helping us with this podcast and making this come true. And thank you for Minot and you viewers. Remember, watch us on all of the podcast areas, Spotify, listen to us there, and YouTube, and everywhere else you can find us.
Right.
Or just subscribe to us, because the more of you guys give us feedback, we'll do more, and you let us know what we're doing right and wrong.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We'll
Yeah.
see
Thank you.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
M-I-N-O-T, now you see. Life ain't always just what you dream. It's the way that you make those things